This morning, my son said something. He said, I almost finished his breakfast this morning. And I put on almost doesn't count.
Oh, doesn't count.
You must complete the task. As an entrepreneur, there's nothing worse than imposter syndrome. It's going to hold you back and make you stagnant. It has a huge impact on your business where you could have made some $1 million, $1 billion. It is holding you back from doing that. I remember I met this girl and she told me her dad made $50,000 a year. So she could not make more than $50,000 a year because she could not make more than her father.
One of the most extreme things I've done was go skydiving. We go 1, 2, he just pushes me. We don't even get to 3. And now we're just like free falling at a very high speed, but it felt like stillness. The scene was beautiful. It was quiet. It was just like, this is the other side of fear. This is what it looks like to have faith and move forward, or fake it till you make it, like just taking that step and watch what happens. Everything was already set before you. There's already a supporter waiting for you. There's already a client ready to throw money at you. All you gotta do is jump.
Hi, everybody. We're back for another session of In the Black. And I'm Janelle Jones, and we are here with my co-host.
I'm Tre'elle, y'all. What's up?
So excited to be here with you guys again. Today, I'm super pumped. How are you, Tre'elle?
Listen, I'm always excited to be here with you, Janelle. I know that we're going to have a really good conversation. And y'all, I just hope y'all ready and prepared. Like, let's go.
This one is something that I'm still struggling with, and I don't know if anybody's ever going to stop struggling with, but today we're going to be talking about imposter syndrome. Let's start with the definition this time. I remember.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, Janelle, what is your definition of imposter syndrome?
I don't want to curse on here, so I'm going to say being that boss, you know what, but not really stepping into it. Feeling like you are not deserving, you're not worthy, you're not good enough. Like you're an imposter. Like you are not able to teach what you are able to teach. Oh, because I haven't hit $1 million yet, I'm not a real entrepreneur. I'm not wealthy. But wealth is more than money. That's imposter syndrome to me. What about you?
I feel like imposter syndrome, just to add to that, is I want to use the word like gaslighting yourself.
That's good.
You know, like the truth is that if you're there, you're supposed to be there. But we gaslight ourselves into that state of not being worthy, or like in the state of like awe, and not really being present in the moment. You know what I mean? So we let time or the moment pass us by without actually inserting who we are, bringing our total self to that space. So I just think like imposter syndrome is just gaslighting you from the moment.
Ooh, that's heavy. So you're being your own narcissist to yourself.
Period.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so
Okay.
I'm wondering where imposter syndrome comes from. I think I want to start there for a brief minute.
Okay.
Where do you think that it comes from?
I feel that it stems from childhood.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
When you're not validated, or when you're not receiving the things that you need to tell you, or if the environment is not giving you the affirmation, or giving you the output that is necessary for your inner self, it can cause you to disassociate. It could cause you to become a people pleaser. You know what I mean? It could cause you to be so many other things in the form of survival that you immediately forget who you really are and who you're called to. And so you grow up in an image of you without knowing the real version of who you are. And so we kind of become an imposter or wear the mask, and the mask becomes our identity. And then when we enter into the space like that, it's just like, yeah, you can do well, you can do great, but you're not being true to yourself. So I think that's where the origin begins in childhood.
No, I agree 100%. I can't think of anything to add to that. It's like I'm constantly reaffirming my children. It's like, oh, I can't do that. But did you try? We actually this morning the song was he's my son said something and I was like, he said I almost finished his breakfast this morning. And I put on almost doesn't count.
Oh, doesn't count. I'm
You
like,
can do
serious.
it.
Yeah.
You must complete the task. Like I taught him that through the song. Like you must complete it. You can do it. You have the ability to do it. Almost does not count.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't want to breed raise a child that feels like he's inadequate. I don't want my children to feel like they're inadequate and that they can't accomplish what they set out to accomplish. If whatever the space that they're good in, that's what they're good in, and they should be able to say that they're good in that and move forward and grow upon that, build upon it.
Yeah. It's like almost like, we're watering their future selves, and it's very important that we give them what they need, the right nutrients, and a part of that is those affirmations and tough love as well. You know what I mean? Like, I know you may be tired, but we're going to push you to the next side, because if we don't, you're going to sit here and sloth. You know what I mean? And think and be entitled, and we don't want that either. So, yeah, it's very important to continue to water our children and the things that are meant for them, and not even our identities, or what's the word when you like living vicariously through your children. Like, I've seen that as well. Just stemming back from my
Mm.
childhood, like I was given an image or given a creative outlet, and I'm like, that's not who I am. I can do it, I can learn it, but I don't, that's just not me. So I learned, like in teenage years, how to rebel against control, so that I can keep that space for me to like stay true to who I am. But then I'm being true to who I am and still feel like, hold up, am I good enough? You know what I mean? Like, is looking for that affirmation, looking for that sense of approval, and still feeling like not deserving as well. So I don't know. That's a little something I'll bring to my therapist. Like, what? Like,
Therapy
what?
is amazing. Definitely. If you guys are struggling, please, we are advocates of going to therapy and handling your issues and healing. And
Yes.
all of this imposter syndrome definitely comes from your childhood, and you have to heal it in order to
Yeah.
move forward. So if you are in fear, you're struggling with fear and
There you go.
self-doubt of who you are, who you're meant to be, what you were placed on this earth for, then you need to work through that. And that can be through therapy, that can be through reading and learning and finding your way of healing that. Because as an entrepreneur, there's nothing worse than imposter syndrome.
Mm.
It's going to hold you back and make you stagnant. It has a huge impact on your business where you could have made some $1 million, $1 billion plans, deals, growing that trajectory. It is holding you back from doing that. And remember, what's holding you back is holding other people back, because who
Mm.
are those people that you were supposed to hire and feed that you are not able to hire and feed the families because you were sitting in imposter syndrome with the decisions that you made. So you're not affecting yourself, not just your family, you're affecting other people's families.
There's a story that my husband and I share often, and it's like there's someone buried alive waiting for you. And we use our experience. We were both in Haiti during the time of the earthquake, and during the time, I think it was 2011, 2010. 2010, the earthquake in Haiti, we were on the ship, and our ship had to respond. We're the first responders. And so we were able to get off the ship into the land of Haiti, and we had to help with carrying the rubble. So we were literally like having working parties to remove the bricks from the locations, and there were actually people under the bricks, under the ground, you know what I'm saying, waiting for someone to help them get out of that situation, you know what I mean, as first responders. And so when he shared that story and brought that back to my memory, he was just like, imagine that being us as a solution, as a solutionist, right? Having an idea, having a business, having all of these different things, and we're not doing everything that we possibly can to help the other person on the other side. There's somebody who's buried alive, waiting for your story, waiting for your brand, waiting for your idea, waiting for your business. They're waiting, and we out here sitting here acting as if it's just us. Like we're just in this bubble by ourselves because of imposter syndrome, like saying that I'm not good or whatever it may be. But no, there's actually lives, like you said, families, uh, clients, whomever, customers that are waiting for your solution. So it's
Mm-hmm.
very important to break out of. And I think that's another thing you hit, fear. Because what if they had all of the affirmations and everything growing up? Everyone doesn't have the same like kind of experiences that we may have, but it could just literally be fear
Mm-hmm.
in the way. You're afraid to be your full self. You're afraid of your untapped and raw potential. You have fear of what it can do. You know what I'm saying? And to control it, we do nothing about it. And now we're sitting here operating in a false sense of power.
I remember I met this girl and she told me that her dad made $50,000 a year. So she could not make more than $50,000 a year because she could not make more than her father. She
Wow.
could not do better than him because that's her father, right?
But that's a different time.
Yeah, I understand that. But, that's what he made was $50,000 a year. And that was her mindset. Like, I can't make more than my father made.
Mm.
We know it was a different time, of course, but it's like, no, you can't do. My dad said to me, you're going to do better than I have ever been able to do, and your children will do better than you were ever able to do.
Yeah.
Because it starts with a foundation. We're building up on top of a foundation. He created a foundation. I'm on top of it. Then I build my children on top of the foundation that I created, that my father created.
Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't you want to make more money than your father or your mother or your grandparents? That's a
Ooh.
fear.
And it's like you said, the key is the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And fear impacts your mind, how you
Yep.
think, how you see, how you view yourself. So, yeah, we got to talk about the mind. And that's why we talk about therapy. You know what I'm saying? Get your mind in check. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, girl, keep going, keep going.
I think another part of this, part of her issue and other people's issues in general, is worthiness. Just not feeling worthy to be able to make more money. I grew up this
Mm.
way. This amount of money was enough. We made it. I made it. I'm going to continue this. And I'm not worth more money. I'm not worth getting more. But
Mm.
that's not necessary. If you believe you're deserving, then you are deserving. If the idea was placed in your head and it's placed in your spirit, then you need to run with it. Fail. I listen. There's so many times that I have failed. Fail. Okay. Like this is not working. This is just not working. But I didn't give up.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got to fail. You got to be you got to. I used to say, fake it until you make it. And I know a lot of people hate that phrase because a
Yeah.
lot of people took it to the next level. Like they really faking it, like legitimately faking it. But faking it till you make it is that confidence for me, right? Having that confidence to be able to go forward and just try something.
Yeah.
Like I've never done this before, but I'm just gonna try it out.
I'm gonna share this perspective of how I overcame fear, right? And in this particular situation, um I don't know about you guys, but I love extreme things. Extreme things are not scary to me. It's the simple tasks that like cripple me, right? But one of the extreme things, one of the most extreme things I've done was go skydiving. Right. It was on my 31st birthday, and I was just like, I gotta top my 30th because my 30th was like next level. It was just like amazing. And so what can top that? Skydiving. All right. So I'm like, all right, yeah, we gonna do it, whatever. Woo, get in the plane, whatever. I was the first one in, therefore I'm the last person to go out. And so we sit in, we're connected to our instructor guide, whatever person, and you're like literally attached to this person, so you have to move together. And we're sitting in this line, and then you just see people just boop 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 jumping out the sky. So now that I've witnessed like 8 people go before me, now I'm just like, oh my God, it's my turn, it's my turn, my turn. And then you got to sit to the edge of the plane, right? So you sit to the edge of the plane, and the instructor was just like, you're gonna rock, back, to get that momentum going. And on the third one, we're gonna move forward. We're gonna just like plunge forward. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm sitting down, and there is no ground. You know what I mean? There's just nothing but sky. There's not even a tree in sight. I'm sitting down now. Everything inside of me is panicking. Like, oh my God, what did I do? Vaughn, you are so crazy. Like, all of these crazy things just start flooding my mind because my mind didn't experience what it was like to skydive. So, of course, it's filled with things in the movies, or what if this parachute don't go? Like, all of these things were flooding my mind. And so it's time, he taps, it's time to rock. We go 1, 2, he just pushes me. We don't even get to 3. We don't even get to 2. It's just like rock back, push forward, we're out. And for a half a second, I scream like, ah! But then it's like, ah! It was just like, oh my gosh, everything was taken care of. All I had to do was fall freely, and everything, like the man was doing everything. He tapped you, and then we pulled the thingy up together, and now we're just like free falling at a very high speed, but it felt like stillness. The scene was beautiful. It was quiet. It was just like, oh my gosh, this is the other side of fear. This is what it looks like to have faith and move forward, or fake it till you make it, like just taking that step and watch what happens. Everything was already set before you. So when I made it to the ground, I was just like, I want to go back up and do it again. But that's what shifted my perspective and my mind to really have that do it mentality. Like, if I can jump out of a plane, I can do this simple task right here. And know that if this is the path for me, everything is going to open up. Everything is going to be available. It's already taken care of. There's already a supporter waiting for you. There's already a client ready to throw money at you. All you got to do is jump. That's it.
Whew, that was a scary analogy. It was great. Definitely great. I'm still not jumping, but but I get it. I get it. No, that's
Yes,
beautiful.
jump. It's beautiful on the other side.
So, Tre'elle, to summarize Tre'elle's very scary analogy, just take the jump, take the leap. You are not an imposter. You are exactly where you are supposed to be.
That part.
Is that right, Tre'elle?
That, yes. Even if that's what, 35, 13,500. Yeah, it was 13,500 feet in the air. I was right where I was supposed to be for that particular event. Your particular event could be a conference, being a keynote speaker. It could be in the room with investors pitching your idea. That's just as scary as jumping out of a plane, because you have no control other than just bringing your full self. So whatever that space is for you, be that, be your total self. Be that person that you know that you are, you know?
I love that. I love that. Um, the other aspect of this is, how do you do that? How do you, because if, okay, so let's say, use me for example, I'm not getting in any plane, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's no way. I mean, I'm flying, of course, I'm jet setting,
Yes.
but I'm not jumping out of a plane. So, how do you get me into this plane? How do you get yourself on that stage and speak in front of thousands of people? How do you overcome your biggest fears?
You got to get your reps in. You got to take baby steps, right? So
Mhm.
before I went and jumped out of an actual plane, I went to iFly, right? That's
Mhm.
the indoor skydiving. And once
Mhm.
I saw that I can enjoy indoor skydiving, I knew that the next level would be to jump out of the airplane. That's just like getting your practice in, getting your reps in, getting your flight hours in, getting your time in, whether that's speaking in front of the mirror. I used to play The Sims a lot, so this is a Sims analogy here. But when you need to get that charisma up, you can practice in the mirror and talk and hear yourself over and over, get used to your voice. You can take YouTube University. Before we pay for anything. You know what I'm saying? There are ways to really indulge in gaining your confidence, get the knowledge, get your reps in, and then find something on a lower scale, Toastmasters or something if you're trying to get into the public speaking world. Like find something that a community where you can exercise those gifts or exercise those things in and keep taking it a step above. You know what I mean? So don't necessarily look at the airplane you're going to jump out. Find the airport or find a class that talks about, you know what I'm saying, flights, maybe chill with some people who like to do drone work. You know what I'm saying? That like it's just like to me that's how I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, baby steps. Whatever your fear is, whatever you're doubting yourself that you cannot do, take baby steps towards getting to that step. And I use my friend, my best friend in the whole wide world, ChatGPT. If you can't think, if you can't think of these baby steps, get an AI, get on Claude, with whoever you want to use, and ask them to map out some baby steps to accomplish said goal. Whatever your goal is, whatever you're fearful of, map out those steps, get them to map out your steps, and take those baby steps to get to the end goal that you're trying to get to.
Insert real story here with I call my chat GPT has a name. Her name is Brandy. Okay. And so Brandy, I was like, hey Brandy, this is off topic. However, I really want to meet the person in the world, the man, I want to meet Felicia Rashad. She is my number one lady in the world that I want to meet. And I don't know how I'm going to get to that under like get to her in her path or whatever. Like, I don't know how that's going to happen. So I made this list with ChatGPT. These are the people who I want to meet. And first off, I was like, step one is like, what does it say about me? Felicia Rashad, and the list goes on. And ChatGPT was like, it says this about you. But knowing that I've trained my ChatGPT to know me, it's like, and here is how you can get to that place. Because I'm like, okay, now what's the step? It was like, write an article, tag them, use social media, at them, tell the story, because at the end of the day, branding is storytelling. And I love to tell stories, as you guys can see by this point in time. And it'll help you literally get to that place. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, use your chat, use AI in this sense. You know what I'm saying? To help you get there quicker.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. I think that it's now time for our power plays.
Power play! Let's
Power
go!
play. Okay. So here's some things that I want you to do because we have to remember who we are. I want you to write down your biggest accomplishments. Start with five of your biggest accomplishments. What have you accomplished in your life that made you who you are to show that you are not an imposter? So if I was to say one for me, I'm like, hey, I do digital marketing. Well, I have a master's degree in digital marketing. I will say that all the time, just for me to have that confidence, not because I'm trying to use my ego or try to show off. No, it's because I'm like, I need to remember that who I am. So
Yeah.
this is my accomplishment. Then I want you to write those down. And then I want you to use affirmations, turn those into affirmations, right? I am the best digital marketer out there with a master's degree in digital marketing, and I can help my clients take their businesses to the next level. Turn them into whatever your accomplishment is, turn them into an affirmation. What were you going to say, Tre'elle?
I was just like, I hope y'all heard that because y'all can literally insert here. Like, I am insert here. Like, just listen to what she said and insert here what it is for you. She gave away the game. That was an awesome power play. Continue.
Now, I want you to do what we just told you to do with ChatGPT. What is your fear? So, say if my fear was jumping out of planes, that's not my fear because I'm not interested in jumping out of any plane. That's not my imposter syndrome fear, right? But let's say that it was. Let's use that as an example. You've been using that example. So, I want to jump out of a plane. Let's put in Chatty. That's my ChatGPT. Chatty, I want to jump out of a plane. What do I need to do to feel confident to be able to do that jump, to take that leap? And ChatGPT is going to give you all of the things that you need to be able to jump out the plane and then take action. This is not just about, I'm seeing the vision. I want to make a vision board. I want to do it. No, we're going to do action. We're going to take actionable steps towards getting over our imposter syndrome. And then I want you to do what Tre'elle said. I want you to get in the mirror and talk to that woman or man in the mirror. Hey, Janelle, you are amazing. You got this. You are not an imposter. You are a digital marketing strategist with a master's degree, and you are a bad, okay? Okay, take your time and love on yourself. I have a list on my mirror every morning. I can read it off of I ams. I am a writer. I am a digital marketer. I am a business coach. All of the things I am. I am an amazing mother. All of the things that I am are on my mirror. And I say them to myself daily. Speak positive to yourself, because guess what? If you don't speak positive to yourself, nobody's going to speak positive to you.
So I am working my way to that place, right? Being connected to Janelle and being a part of some of the things that we've been able to experience together. There has been what I now call the growth corner. In my sunroom is a growth corner. I was speaking to a coach of mine, and it was like, what you struggle with your worthiness. What is your address? And I gave her my address, and then I received these journals. It's a growth journal, affirmations, and then this whiteboard. And my homework is on this whiteboard to fill it with all of the things that I am, all of the affirmations as a reminder, and all of the things that I believe about myself. And I was like, I'm not going to write it until I believe it. I'm not going to write it until I know this is true. Not just because I think, it's because I know. I'm writing knowing on this board. So it's still blank right now. I still have my homework to do, but like, yeah, I was like, okay, it's time to have that growth corner, so that I am able to look at it every day and see it. And then there's just like these gentle reminders. Like she also sent like a gentle reminder thing, like these gentle things, just a reminder that you are worthy, you are great, you are worth it, all of those different things. And so I seen that corner come alive based on my encounters with Janelle, and just continue to elevate my mind and elevate that space, for creating that space so that I can take the intentional time to work on self. So, yeah.
I want to challenge you and people who are listening slash watching to write something on the dry erase board today.
Okay.
One thing on the dry erase board, one thing
Yeah.
on a piece of paper today. That your board should not be empty, because you are amazing.
Yeah.
So write at least one thing today. I want to see a picture of it to say that you did it. Sit in your growth corner and write one thing today. Sit with self. After, your appointments and all the things you have to do, sit with self and write something. And I want to challenge all of you to do that. Write something on a piece of paper that you are affirming yourself today.
Challenge accepted. I think that's what I needed too. Like I needed a time, a date, an expiration date. So
Yeah.
you might get this at 11:59:59.
Whatever it takes, as long as I see it. Because I'll be calling you tomorrow. Don't make me drive up to Virginia.
Listen, let me withhold so you can come up here so we can turn up. Stop playing.
Don't you do
it. Word.
Do you have anything else on this today? I think we covered it.
Yeah, and I think I can just take from our previous session. For me, again, an imposter syndrome is, again, to keep that arc up, to keep your fire up, hang around people that remind you of who you are. I think that a community is very necessary. Especially as an entrepreneur. I don't know about y'all. I can speak for myself. When I entered into this world, I felt like I was isolated. And I felt like no one could feel me, or, like I'm just in this thing by myself. And I realized that that's not the case. I realized that when I'm in the room with people where I'm able to be myself and they can understand me and also add more value, growth happens, and it begins to erase the imposter syndrome. Like, no, you belong here. I feel like we could be in imposter syndrome if we're in a room that we're not called to. But if you find that room that you're called to, you have that community with people that can help you and make you better. I think fear would be gone quicker. It'll melt away. Like confidence will arise faster when you are in the right space with the right people, doing the right things that you know that is within you. So that's my only thing that I wanted to add. Find you that community, and hopefully In the Black would begin to be that space as we continue to host these sessions and share this value, and listeners and viewers and watchers and all of that begin to come in. Our goal ultimately is to become a community where you are able to hear high value things from real people, real lives, who's actually in that space and connecting with others so that we can move forward together. So yeah, that's all I got to add.
No, I love that. I love that. Per usual, we are here if you guys need anything. We're going to put all our links down below so you can reach out to us, book a call with us, have any questions, follow, subscribe, do all the things,
All the
stay in
things.
touch, reach out, whatever. If you want to collaborate, hey, we're open to collaborations,
For
we're open
sure.
to partnerships, we're open, we're here. This is not just about me and Tre'elle. This is a give back to you guys. So yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. This is definitely a passion project. So we appreciate all of you.
Yes, and make sure y'all visit intheblack.business for more information.
Yes, yes, yes. Forgot about that. Link below.
Okay, period. All right, y'all. Y'all be good. Y'all stay blessed. All right.
Thanks. Bye.